Okay, this video is going to be done if you have a G at the top of your paper. This means you need to work on function notation with graphing. So the first slide I'm going to do, you're going to listen, follow along, and write down everything I do. It's important that you try to understand and listen to everything that I say so that when it comes time for you to try, you know exactly what to do. So, something that I talked about in the other video, if you watched it, was thinking about memorizing and always writing at the top of your paper something like this. Now, if you're talking about a graph, it might be more helpful to think of it like this. F of x equals y. X is the input, y is the output. So I have f of negative 4. That means I'm thinking of an x of negative 4 and I'm looking for the y. So I'm going to go and find the x-axis, which is right here, and I'm going to find the negative 4 on the x-axis, and then I'm going to go up to the graph, find the point, and then go over to the y-axis, and I see that that's at 2. So y equals 2 when x is negative 4. That means f of negative 4 equals 2. Same process, f of 3. So I'm going to go to the x-axis again because x is equal to 3. I want to know what y equals. So I'm going to go on the x-axis over here. I see 3 right here, and I notice that it's on the x-axis. That means it's not up or down at all, so it's at 0. This is the point 3, 0. When x is 3, y is 0. So f of 3 equals 0. Your next step is to do the opposite. So your next step is to actually find x. Just going to erase this stuff here. So I want to know x when f of x equals negative 2. Remember, negative 2 is in this spot if I compare it to my function notation example. This is, I want to know the x when y equals negative 2. So I'm going to go to the y-axis, which is this one. I go to negative 2, and I see the graph is at an x of 4. So f of 4 equals negative 2, because the x always goes in the parentheses next to the name of the function f. So f of 4 equals negative 2. X is 4 when y is negative 2. Okay? Let's try this one more time. X when f of x equals 2. So I'm going to go on with a y of 2, and I'm going to find x. So I want to know what x equals when y is 2. So I'm going to go up to the y-axis at 2, and I actually see that there are two places, here and here. So what I'm going to do is I think this one right here on the right, I think this one is an exact value. I think this is the point 2, 2. So I know that one of my answers is f of 2 equals 2. Or in other words, x equals to 2. I'm also looking for another x value when y is 2. So I go this way, and I see this point here lining up with a y of 2. And I think that's approximately 0.8. So I'm actually going to get rid of my equal to, and I'm going to use an approximately equal to. And I'm going to say negative 1.8. It's something around there. So f of negative 1.8 equals approximately 2. Okay? The deal on this next slide here is that you need to try one on your own. However, I want you to still have my guide. So what you're going to do is you're going to pause the video when I get done talking. You're going to try these 3 on your own based on this graph, and then you're going to press play when you're ready for me to go through the answers. This is on your sheet right underneath the example we just did. So you can pause it, try it out, and then press play when you're ready. All right. On this one, I'm looking for x when f of x equals negative 4. So I'm looking for the x value when y is 4. So in this one, you might start by, negative 4. You might start by looking at the y-axis at negative 4. Here's the y-axis, here's negative 4. I see two values. Hopefully you wrote down two answers. Y is negative 4 when x is 2 here, and when x is negative 2 here. So in function notation, f of 2 equals 4 and f of negative 2 equals 4. F of 1, here I see 0 to 2. I know 1 is here, so I'm going to go here, which is also halfway between. So f of 1 is 1. Oh, I'm sorry, negative 1. So f of 1 is negative 1, because this is the point x of 1, y of negative 1, right here. 1 on the x, negative 1 on the y. This is asking for f of 0. That's an easy one right here. This point is 0, 0. So when x is 0, y is clearly also 0. So f of 0 equals 0. Your next step is to try the independent practice. I believe there are 3 graphs on the back. You can try those on your own, check your work, and ask your teacher for help if you need it. The check your work step is the most important part. Make sure you don't skip that. It's important that you make sure you practice correctly, and you won't know if you're correct unless you go up to the board and check your work.